What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Big Football Guys. So the first thing we're going to talk about is something we've seen. What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Big... Oh, hang on. What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Big Football Guys. We're going to talk about all the fun equipment news from the last couple weeks, try and catch up a little bit. The first thing we're going to talk about is the NFL is starting to crack down on face masks. So we've seen a lot of custom face masks kind of come out through the last couple of years, but now the NFL is starting to kind of fight against it and say, yeah, you can't wear this. A good example here is going to be Maxx Crosby. We've talked about it a little bit on the channel. He had this really unique mask. It should be popping up on the screen here in a bit. And the NFL basically said, yeah, you can't wear that anymore. Tony knows a little bit more about why they're cracking down and kind of all the specifics, but it's kind of unfortunate to see.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird timing. So we basically saw, by the way, you guys can see the Maxx Crosby photo, right?
Yes, I can now. It just loaded.
Okay, cool. So yeah, basically what happened was last week, Maxx Crosby switched back into a speed flex with a standard face mask. Wasn't sure why, but you kind of just live with it because I thought maybe he was experimenting with a different helmet, which he still might be. But we had another source of ours that just reached out randomly to us and was like, hey, just so you know, the reason Maxx Crosby's not in that face mask anymore is because the NFL is cracking down on non-SCI regulated face masks, which is basically part of one of the safety standards for creating these face masks. You can't just throw some random thing together and wear it on the field. So it kind of looks like as the NFL normally does, that as soon as someone stepped in and was doing something, there's a rule and people start to take advantage of the fact that there's no rule, then that's when the NFL normally steps in and kind of goes a little deeper and starts to kind of crack down on it. So the biggest one that we saw was Maxx Crosby, and he switched out of it. The weird one, though, is going to be the Jaylen Ramsey face mask. So with the Jaylen Ramsey face mask, that face mask was created by Jaylen Ramsey, initially created by BA Masks, and then he wore that one. That one got so popular that Riddell started to make that face mask themselves as a custom style, which meant it was SCI verified. So that meant that with that mask, now that one is being worn. So if you see it on Derwin James, Jamal Adams, there's a D lineman on the Chiefs that wears it. And then Jaylen Ramsey. Yeah. That one's made by Riddell, not made by BA Masks. The interesting thing with it, though, is the fact that now Jaylen Ramsey has been testing out an F7. And so with him testing that F7, he had BA Masks make that mask again for him, but to fit an F7 instead of a Speed Flex. But that meant he's now back in a non-SCI verified one. And that means that Derwin James, Jamal Adams, and this other guy can wear his face mask in the Speed Flex, which it's verified for, even though Jaylen Ramsey's wearing the identical face mask, he can't wear it. Now, we don't really know what's going to happen with this. If who knows? Maybe when Jaylen Ramsey comes back, then they crack down on him, and maybe that means he doesn't wear the F7. Maybe it also means that the NFL will see this and also be like, okay, that's also a dumb rule. The fact that these are identical and one's allowed and one's not. But at the same time, a random person could jerry-rig together a standard-looking face mask and it wouldn't be verified. So it's kind of in a weird place. But I just kind of want to see how they handle it. And all I'm curious about is what the NFL is going to do moving forward, if they're going to get rid of all the stuff. I don't know. It's the same thing. My post about it got a lot of traction this week, and it's because a lot of people are pissed and they're calling it the No Fun League, and that's the way it's been.
I mean, I'm right there with everybody else, calling it the No Fun League, because I feel like there's so few ways to really do anything different these days with your equipment. And I feel like face masks, custom face masks, were just starting to break onto the scene and be really cool since they banned all the overbuilt, the Justin Tuck face masks and stuff. I feel like it was just a really cool thing, and now they're taking that away. So kind of a bummer. I really like Maxx Crosby's mask too. It made its way into the best helmet setups video we did. I thought it was really cool, and then how the triangle stands for his sobriety against alcoholism. I thought that was really cool, but the NFL said no, you wear normal face mask, Maxx Crosby. Too bad. But so next up, we're going to talk about Jamar Chase and his 7-11 chain. So if you guys heard about Jamar Chase's little rant after, I believe they lost, right? And he was kind of upset he didn't get a lot of targets. He went on an I'm always open rant. He's like, I'm always open. There's a couple slur words in there. But 7-11 hopped up on this. They're like Jamar Chase, and they're like, let's work together. And now there's some crazy 7-Eleven merch that they've dropped, and a lot of it's like already sold out. I know the chain is sold out. There's a good picture of Jamar wearing the merch already. They hopped on this so fast. It's very impressive marketing in my mind. But yeah, it's crazy that they hopped on this so quick, and then he wore the actual chain during the game. If we can grab a photo of that really quick.
Yep.
Really cool. It's just look at that. He got the 7-Eleven. How fast did they turn that around? That's insane. That's crazy.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I'm curious if his was actually real. Like, I wonder if just him being him, the fact that I just want a good photo of this thing. It's very tough to find a good quality photo. I'm curious if his was like legit rubies, diamonds, whatever, and they made him like a legit one for however many thousands, and then the one you buy, it's only like $120. So I don't know. I'm
my
just
guess is
assuming that Jamar Chase's was not $120 that he was wearing.
Yeah, he's Jamar Chase. He's got some serious bread, so I'm sure he got the real deal. And then 7-Eleven's like, if there's some kids out there that want a similar piece, $120, call it a day. But either way, cool little piece of equipment, kind of cool to see. I mean, I'm just so impressed with how fast they turn that around and turn this into like a marketing thing. One like locker room clip turns into a whole thing, merch. It's crazy. The world's out of control these days, but pretty cool. So the next thing, and probably the craziest thing that I've seen this week, Odell Beckham Jr. wore Adidas cleats in this last game. So OBJ, he warmed up in an unbranded pair of Nike, I believe they're Nike Vapor Carbon Elites from 2014. Hopefully we get that. You can kind of see the outline of it. Like, that's definitely the cleat. And then there's this weird logo on the heel. And he's had this weird logo on his gloves all season long in replacement of the regular Nike check. And I'm pretty sure that's a copyright logo. Would I be wrong to say that?
I have no clue. This one looks like OBJ's normal logo, right?
Yeah, there's some other photos of him with the gloves. If you go to the Adidas cleats picture, he's got the gloves on in that photo.
Okay. By the way, would these be his gloves from when he was on the Browns?
Yes, those are going to be his Nike PE Browns gloves. So he has the OBJ logo kind of on that back of hand. Then he probably took some heat to the Nike check and peeled it off. But yeah, if you look at the gloves on there, there's that same logo. He's been doing it all year. And if anybody knows what that is, please comment below. I'm not sure what it is. I'm sure it's some sort of like screw you Nike, because obviously they're kind of in the middle of a lawsuit, or maybe they've resolved it. I have no idea, actually. But obviously there's no Nike logo, and that is a Nike football glove. And then, like we mentioned, Adidas football cleats. So OBJ, man, he was the face of Nike. He's dropped so many signature cleats. He wore to LSU. He wore it when he was drafted to the Giants in 2014. He's worn Nike his whole life, man. He was the face of Nike. So seeing him in Adidas cleats, it was a shock, to say the least. Because even though he's going through all these legal stuff, he was still wearing his Nike PEs that they made for him before the whole lawsuit thing. He just had the logos covered up. But this is like an end of an era, seeing him in 3 stripes. Breaks my heart. Tragic.
Did you pick up on this? Are those the Black Panther Prime Knit version when they did the Black Panther drop?
I can't tell. I need to look at more photos.
Okay, let me open this. Hold on, I might be onto something here.
You might be. That'd be
because
cool.
those. It makes sense. Like if shit. Let's see. So OBJ. No, we want to go Adidas Black Panther cleats. Because I remember they had like the thingies on them. So no, those were the booty ones. Yeah, they had.
Those are the freaks. Yeah, it has to be the Eddie Zeros.
Oh, so these were the PKs.
Yeah, I don't think they're the same.
No, okay, so it's not those, because they definitely didn't look like this. Definitely doesn't look. It's not the normal Adizero, because it has a. I gotta stop doing that. It has a booty on it.
Yeah.
So maybe these are. Do we? Oh, I might text them.
It's hard to tell. There's some better photos up on Getty now, but my brain's still telling me they're just Adizero 12s. But they do have a booty. You're right.
So,
plot twist: Adidas is making him PEs already, and they're taking him.
Okay, so the only thing that I'm curious about, only because I did this video today, is with Juju's cleats. It's an Adizero. It's Adizero 12 branded with the booty from the 10 and a prime knit upper custom PE for Juju, right? 3 cleats, put them together.
Yep.
I wonder if they just took those same PEs and gave them to OBJ in his own colorway.
You think OBJ
Because it
is
looks like that.
You think he's? I know,
right?
I totally agree. You think he's at the point where he's like asking Adidas for PEs? I don't, dude. I can't. I think it's just me. I can't see him
Yeah.
in anything other than Nike. I just can't. Just not happening.
The only difference I can see is Juju likes their old razor frame plate, the old one with the circle studs, where this is the updated one because you can see the heel cup.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what these are. I have no clue.
I don't know. Either way, dude. I mean, like I said, he's been in Nike for forever. He was the face of Nike. They dropped so many cleats together. They did so much, and now it's all. This is like the end of an era. You know. Hate to see it. But oh well.
I'm texting our guy.
Our guy? The guy?
Yeah.
All right. So the next thing we've got to talk about is your favorite football team, the Indianapolis Colts, pulled out some black alternates. Thoughts?
So the funny thing with these is I didn't love them when they came out, but it's like most jerseys. Like whenever I see them for the first time, I never love them. Like I hated the Rams bone jerseys, and then those like really grew on me. I liked the jersey of these, but I didn't love it with the helmet. But they did a couple weird things this week with these. So I actually think the jersey itself is like kind of cool looking. But they did a couple really weird things. So number one, I saw the helmets in person on the weekend and I didn't love them. I don't know. I held one and I just wasn't wowed by it. I did like the stripe, how it has the same pattern to it, but it just feels kind of weird. Like I feel like they should have done an all blue with it or like an all black. Also, the theme of this jersey is called the Indiana Knights, right? That's like the thing. But it's weird. And JJ Watt had a tweet about it where he said the Colts decided to break out their Indiana Knights jerseys in a Sunday afternoon non-primetime game versus the Browns. So it was at 1:30, and instead of even like leaving the roof closed, they opened the roof to make it like super sunny. So it's like the whole purpose of these, at least from the concept, was like a night game. And it's like they did everything to not do that. It's like they should have maybe waited till like the Thursday night game and done like the Indiana Knights and like a nighttime game and like had the little bit of like sparkle within the jerseys and see the texture and stuff. So I don't know. I don't love the jerseys themselves, and I don't love when they broke them out. And we lost.
It was a good game, though.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the reffing at the end, but you know.
Yeah. So here's my 2 cents on those Colts uniforms. You want to pull them back up?
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't love the black. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of like that texture. I'm sure you saw it a lot better than I did, but like looking at it, I couldn't get with the texture. And if you pull up a picture of Darius or Shaquille Leonard again, I have another thing to nitpick before we call it a day.
Let's see. That's a good one to show the helmet and a little bit of the texture.
Would he pay? Yeah. He had some cool cleats on. That was my Cleat Heat, I think. Yeah. We'll talk about that later in the podcast.
Okay, where is Shaquille here? I thought I had him earlier.
You did. I think you were in the link to the left where it was just the uniforms. Oh, there he was. Okay. All right, so here's what I'm going to nitpick, and it's going to be the 2 C's, all right? So you've got the captain's patch on one side and then the Colts C on the other, and I just think that looks a little bit silly having 2 C's. That's just me. So that's all I got. That's all the hate. I mean, other than that, a lot of the guys did a good job wearing black accessories. Not in that picture. They both have not black cleats on, but whatever. You can't win them all. A lot of the guys did. So it was a pretty clean look, but I totally agree with you. I didn't even think about it earlier that they should have worn them for a night game since they are Indiana Knights jerseys. That would have made a ton more sense. Oh. So to just come to our attention that the Colts have no nighttime primetime game, so they truly had no good time to break these out.
They had no opportunity.
So what's better than a daytime game against the Browns to pull out your featured alternate uniforms?
Damn.
That's too bad. As a Colts fan, that's got to hurt a little bit. No primetime games at
I
night.
mean, I get it this year. It's fine. We'll have a lot
I
more
mean,
years in the future.
honestly, as a Giants fan, I would love to swap spots because the Giants have had like
Yeah.
4 primetime games, and we're getting murdered by
Yeah.
tons of points in every single one. So everybody's like, wow, the Giants are the worst team in the league. So I wish there was no primetime New York Football Giants right now or in
Yeah.
the future. It's looking rough. But enough about that. Let's talk about the Giants' rivals, who I hate dearly. The Philadelphia Eagles. They also wore some pretty cool alternates. I have to say they're pretty cool. They pulled out the Kelly Greens, which have been long awaited for. Everyone loves these things, and they didn't disappoint. I mean, they're really clean. I hate Philly, but it's a really clean look. The Kelly Green is just it's iconic. The wings on the helmet just look so good. The guys did a great job wearing the right accessories. Jaylen Herz especially, he pulled out the cool gray 11s, which we're going to talk about a little bit more. But just super clean. They did such a good job on these. Darius Slay had some cleats.
I like how they took the patches and stuff from the uniforms because they went all old school and they updated. I don't want ads, please leave me alone. And they even updated like the field, right? And they brought back the old school Eagles font for the end zones and stuff. Like they did it right.
Yeah, they really did do it right. And they were for a primetime game, right? Yeah, that was primetime against the Dolphins.
Yep.
Yeah. So unlike the Colts, they had a nice primetime game to pull these out so everybody can see them on full display, and they didn't disappoint. I didn't really realize they had gray pants. And at first I'm like, that's kind of weird. That's a huge size difference between Jordan Davis and that kicker. Wow.
Yeah.
But the gray, I didn't realize the wings and the helmet were gray. So it's really clean. Like I said, Jaylen Herz did a great job rocking these. But overall, these are definitely some of the better alternates we're going to see all season, likely. So shout out to the Eagles, I guess.
That looks good, man.
DeAndre Swift. So the next thing we're going to talk about is something I'm super excited about, and that's the LeBron 4 football cleats. You guys might have seen if you guys follow me on Instagram, which you totally should. Caleb Williams was the first one, USC quarterback, to get LeBron 4 cleats. So we've seen a lot of basketball shoes kind of come to the gridiron, mostly Jordans. We've seen LeBron do a couple in the past, like the LeBron Soldiers. But the LeBron 4s, here it is. Caleb Williams wore these in all black with the white laces, which was a really clean swap. And they looked really nice. They're cool. I'm curious to know how they perform. But the cleats themselves are really cool. I love seeing these basketball silhouettes make their way to the gridiron. I think it's a good-looking cleat. And not only did Caleb Williams wear them, we also saw a week or two after the entire Ohio State team got them as well. So, of course, LeBron, he didn't go to college, but he has this weird love for Ohio State, probably because he's from Ohio. Now that I think about it, that makes a lot of sense. But he got the whole team some LeBron 4 cleats, and they're kind of based off the graffiti LeBron 4, if you guys are familiar with that. But instead of like graffiti, it says Buckeyes in there. It's kind of tough to see with these smaller photos, but the details are really cool, and they looked really nice on the field. And so I have a little bit of an inside scoop about these, is that soon we're going to start to see NFL players get these. So in the past, we've seen, some of the premier elite Nike guys get like these exclusive cleats. Last year, we saw a lot of guys get the Foamposite cleats, if you guys remember that. Maybe it was a year before. I don't know. We saw that, and it was really cool. Oh, no, we saw the Dunks last year. The Dunks are what came, and they distributed to all their athletes first, and then they later dropped them to the public. And I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. They're going to do the same things with these. So the NFL guys are going to start to get them. So keep your eyes out for the next month or two. And then they're going to drop to the public, probably after football season, because that's when Nike likes to drop their cool stuff, is like after you're not playing. But LeBron 4 football cleats are dropping to the public. So open up your wallet because you're going to buy them because they're cool. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. What's up?
Those will be very expensive for me to pay the exchange and get across the border. But like my brother's favorite shoes growing up were these LeBron 4s that he had.
Really?
And he had them in a case for years. And finally one day we were playing basketball and he just decided like my brother was a sneakerhead, so he had a ton of shoes.
Oh, okay.
And so he was like, today for basketball, like I'm going to break out the LeBron 4s. And they sucked.
Really?
Like to play basketball in, honestly, they were heavy and the grip was not great at that point, whether it was the grip itself or the fact that they were 20 years old and sat in a case forever, who knows? But like, man, he switched out of those so fast. But because of that, I'm very familiar and very nostalgic about the LeBron 4 just because those were my brother's favorite shoes that he always wore. And he had a
That's
couple pairs.
interesting. I honestly
Yeah.
didn't know anybody really loved the LeBron 4 like that, but it's probably before my time. For
Yeah.
me, the nostalgic LeBrons are the 9, 10, and 11. Like the
Okay.
10 is my favorite ever. Like I want a pair right now, like every colorway. But yeah, that's cool. I never really thought about people actually liking the LeBron 4, but I guess somebody does.
Mm-hmm.
But I did get a couple messages, people asking me like, these aren't like a good basketball shoe because, like you just mentioned, they're really stiff, they're
Yeah.
really heavy, they don't have good flex points. So how is that going to translate to a football cleat? Is it still going to be that way, or did they kind of do what they did with like the dunks and like shave it a little bit, make it a little bit lighter? And the foams are a good example because it's probably a similar material on the outside. But I'm curious to see how they perform. Hopefully, I can get my hands on a pair, and we can give you guys a full in-depth review. You guys like those, but yeah, really curious about these LeBron 4s. We'll see what happens. So next thing we're going to talk about is something that's been bugging a lot of us for a while. Is you turn on your TV on Sunday and you see all these colorful mouth guards flying around. You're like, are they allowed to wear a colored mouth guard that doesn't match their uniform? There's a couple really good examples. The first one is going to be Stephon Diggs. You guys all know Stephon Diggs. He always has a yellow VEDX mouth guard swinging from the bottom of his face mask. And are mouth guards exempt from like the color coordination rules? You can't wear different color cleats, you can't wear different color gloves, you can't wear different color anything. But then you see these bright mouth guards pop up all over the place. So do we know what's going on there?
Not really. And it's like I don't know if the fine is so small, or I've been trying to figure it out because like the NFL is obviously big on fines, right? We all know that. And it gets very public when like big name guys get fined. And like generally they change what they're doing because of those fines if they don't feel like paying it. So like Tariq Hill, like just for a little side. So basically what happened with Tariq Hill is he got fined, and that was because he was wearing no socks at all. In the NFL, you have to have your legs covered. Now, what Tariq Hill used to do was he'd wear a compression leg sleeve, and then if the compression leg sleeve falls all the way down or falls all the way up, you tried your best, and the NFL will let it slide because you tried and they fell down during the game. But then Tariq Hill went against that and just didn't try wearing them one game just to see what happened. Well, obviously he got fined, and that made a bunch of news. The reason I'm bringing that up is because if there was a guy like a Stephon Diggs that was constantly getting fined for a bright yellow mouth guard, we'd probably know about it. And some of these are like really blatant where the guys are just completely outside of their colorways. So some of them where you could see it maybe passing would be some of the lesser known ones. So say, for example, like in Arizona, so in a team, you're allowed 4 colors, right? Up to 4. So the Bills have red, blue, white, black. The Cardinals have red, white, black. But because you're designated a 4th, they use the yellow from the beak as their 4th color. So like you could see an Arizona guy wearing a mouth guard and like it looking a little sus, but kind of getting away with it. But like we know for sure that Stephon Diggs cannot wear a yellow. We know for sure that like there's he wears an orange. Who's that again, Devin?
Tyler Conklin. Love that dude.
Tyler Conklin.
Drip is crazy.
Yeah. AJ's is weird because when he got in trouble for the cleats, I don't remember if he kept the neon mouth guard when they made him switch out to the black cleats. The other one is Ray McLeod because he's done a bunch of different ones. And so like he's done yellow, he's done blue, he's done green, and it's always the long souther style. And like you can see, like he wears them in every different colorway, and it's not talked about. And so we don't really know if it's, I don't know. I can't figure it out. And it seems like so simple just to say that, like, of course it's a part of the uniform. It's the mouth guard. Everyone has to wear a mouth guard. But there's guys doing it, and it doesn't seem like we're getting any news about why or how.
Yeah, I don't know like how I feel about it. Like, I feel like from an NFL standpoint, they should not let them. But like guys are wearing them so often, so it's like they are letting them wear them, or they're just not fining them enough. I don't know. Fines are weird. They're like, oh, first offense, warning. Second offense, $7,000. Third offense, $50,000. I don't know if that's true, but they do kind of whack them over the head with these fines. And just for the record, AJ Brown did after he switched out of the neon cleats, he did continue wearing the neon mouthguard, and then the last couple of weeks he's been wearing a red mouthguard. So definitely no red in that Philly uniform.
Yeah.
So
and the other thing too is the NFL has a gear official, whatever it's called. So what his job is pregame is his job is to go around the field and look at everyone warming up, and he'll give the teams warnings. And so he'll say, hey, just so you know, Max Crosby, he's wearing this face mask. We're cracking down on those a bit. He's going to have to switch out to his speed flex before kickoff if he doesn't want to get pulled out of the game for wearing an illegal piece of non-verified equipment. Right. Same thing for AJ Brown's cleats. The equipment manager came over on the audio and said, hey, I'm being told you have to switch out of these and put something on. That comes from that same guy that's communicating to the equipment manager, this is what we're saying you have to do. So those guys are at every game. Those guys have seen Stephon Diggs wear the same yellow mouth guard for a year, and nothing is happening. And I don't even want to put out this segment because I don't want to be the reason or a part of it changing.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. I just wish I just want to know the rules. We need like that NFL rules guy to comment below right now. You ever wonder if like the rules guys like watch our videos? I remember one time I did a video. This is a tangent, but I talked about Stephon Diggs, and he majority of the time wears no leg pads whatsoever, which is illegal. And somebody commented like, "Dude, if anybody's watching this, you're gonna get Stephon Diggs directly in trouble." And I'm like, good point, but whatever. So yeah, that's gonna do it for the mouth guards. Which is, I mean, let us know your thoughts in the comments below because it's kind of cool, but like it just doesn't seem like the NFL to allow them to wear these. So
yeah.
But our final segment and my absolute favorite is going to be the Cleat Heat from Week 7. You guys know I love Cleat Heat. Cleats are probably my favorite part of the equipment world. They're so cool. And you can get away with some pretty cool stuff despite all these rules they've got going on here. So the first one, we talked about it a lot earlier. Jaylen Herz pulled out some absolutely beautiful, cool gray Jordan 11s. And this is my favorite part is check out the heel tab. And look at the Jaylen Herz logo. I had never seen this prior to this. It's like a JH and a little 1. And athlete logos are like always this way. They're all super simple. But I like it a lot. And it looks really nice in that spot.
It did not click into me that was a J, an H, and then a 1.
It's really smooth. It's clean. I like it a lot.
Jaylen's logo is so tough.
And I said it, yeah, exactly. And then I said it a little bit earlier, but the cool gray just went really well with these Kelly Green uniforms because of the gray pants and the gray wings on the side of the helmet. Perfect cleat. Absolutely perfect cleat for this uniform. Next up, we got Christian Kirk. So Christian Kirk pulled up in a pair of, these are Jordan 4s, I believe. If I'm wrong, please don't kill me. Pretty sure they're Jordan 4s. These are customs by Coda Customs. You guys know he does all sorts of different, reconstructions on existing cleats and kind of builds these like iconic silhouettes on top. And these are really nice. It's a nice teal color. Works really well with a little bit of teal in these Jags uniforms. Pretty cool pair of cleats.
Wait, are these... sorry. Can he wear blue? How does that work?
So, I mean, the Jags, one of their main colors is blue. The tongue in the Jaguar is blue. They have an all-teal uniform, don't they?
Do they? It just feels like it's
one of
more...
their colors. Yeah.
It's more this blue, the teal, than it is this navy.
Yeah, it always, like, it kind of goes off, like, similar to the mouth guards. Like, how much can you get away with? Like, what shade? Like, how many shades can you change from, like, the original color in your color palette before it, like, turns into an issue? Like, if you're a red team and you're wearing, like, pink cleats, it's like a shade of red. But, like, obviously they're going to get mad about it. So, I don't know. Dude, I think we need to bring on an NFL rules guy and just have a conversation. I have so many questions for him. We need to set that up. All right, what's next? Okay, this guy, Devonte Adams, dude. This dude's on here every single week. He has just ridiculous cleats. He wore these last year, but they're so sick. Jordan 1 low PEs, and they have like this chrome patent leather. I don't know if it's actually patent leather, but this is crazy. Like, they're like mirrors on his feet. And like with the Raiders uniforms, unbelievable. Great look.
Those are wild.
Yeah. Next up, we got Tariq Woon. This is the first time I've had him on a Cleat Heat. So these are like an Air Force One with like a chopped up Nike swoosh. These are customs by Croak. I don't know his name. He's tagged on the post. He does a lot of customs for the Seattle guys. What's the base cleat on this? The base cleat looks to be the Nike Vapor Carbon Elite 2014, which is one of the best cleats ever. And then these cleats are really cool. Another cleat looks like it was like patent leather. It's so shiny. Nice green, blue. I really, dude, I loved when Seattle guys take advantage of that green color because it's such a nice color and it pops really well with everything else they've got going on. But these were heat. I had to put them on the list for sure.
Quick question. We talk about how there's 4 colors, right? Is Seattle allowed white, black, gray, blue, green? They're allowed 5?
I mean, they must be. I mean, the jersey itself has 3 colors. Yeah, there's no. I mean, the uniform has 5 colors right there. Or
yeah,
I can't count. 1, 2. I don't know. Yeah, they have a lot of colors. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I made a whole argument around this rule of 4 colors, and I instantly broke it.
Unfortunate.
We need a guy.
We need a guy.
All
right. Next up, we have no up-close picture of these, unfortunately. This is the only photo I could find. I don't know who customized these. I wish I did. I asked around. Couldn't figure it out. This is George Kittle. You guys know him. He plays for the 49ers. So he pulled out some Jordan 1 highs in like a Freddy Krueger colorway. It's kind of tough to see, but it's got like the stripes on the toe box and like the gold leather bits around it. Really cool. You know, right in the Halloween spirit. What's today? So we're filming this on the 25th, so Halloween's in like a little less than a week. Pretty cool cleats, if I do say so myself.
Mm-hmm.
What do we got next? Oh, so we talked about this a little bit. I talked about it with the Indianapolis Colts Indiana Knights uniforms. This is like one of the few like good looks I saw from the Colts. I really wasn't a huge fan of these uniforms, but he pulled out like a high version of the Jordan 1 Travis Scott Phantom, I believe they're called. And these are really cool. They have the little 51 on the tongue. If you kind of zoom in there, you'll see that. And I thought this was really clean. He took advantage of the black, went with like an all black custom pair of cleats. I thought these were really clean. You're a Colts guy. Did you like these? You a fan?
Yeah, so I'm not a big sneaker guy, and so I saw this backwards Nike logo come out of nowhere, and I wasn't quite sure what it meant. But yeah, they're cool. I like the little subtleness. Again, if I could switch up the old traction plate of the old Lunar Beast traction plate, then that'd be sweet. But honestly, yeah, a super subtle, and I like that they go with the black accessories, the black gloves. Like I like everything that Indianapolis did to make it work with the helmets. And they added more black stuff. So yeah, I like these.
Yeah, like I said, the players did a good job kind of making it work, even though the uniforms themselves weren't super stellar in my opinion. But what do I know? But yeah, cool cleats, good fit with this uniform for sure. Next up, we got another Seattle Seahawk, Bobby Wagner. I mean, I just love every time he wears these Jordan 10s, PEs. You've got the navy bottom and then like the green accents, the green laces. It's just, I mean, I think I'm really partial to that bright green every time I see a Seahawk wearing it. So apparently I put 2 on this list. But I mean, Bobby Wagner, he's one of my favorite looks ever. And these cleats are awesome.
Is he a Jordan guy?
Yes, he's been a Jordan guy for so long. He wears the Jordan. I know you're pointing to it right now. He wears the Jordan Superbad 3.0s. He has Nike Jordan custom make those for him every single year. It's the only glove he'll wear. And I mean, everybody loves the Superbad 3, but Nike won't bring them back. But for Bobby Wagner, they keep popping them out for him. Next up, we got Kareem Jackson, who I think just got suspended for a while for hitting people in the head a lot. Oh, well.
4 games, right? 4 games, like 6 games? So
I have no idea. Yeah. I just remember seeing something about it. But so this is the last time you're going to see him on Cleat Heat for a while. So that's too bad. He probably has. I mean, he's worn crazy cleats every single week. So he definitely had some plan for these next 4 games that he's just not going to get to wear. Unfortunate. But this pair was a pair of Jordan 5s. So again, this is a pair by Coda Customs, total reconstruction, totally custom overlay on what I believe to be is a Nike Vapor Edge 360 Pro. And yeah, pretty cool. All orange, white laces, got his little 22 in the corner. It's like being a Jordan athlete and getting PEs, except you're not a Jordan athlete and these aren't PEs, but they look the part, which is half the battle. So pretty clean. Cool cleats. But yeah, say bye to Kareem Jackson. Next up, we got Christian Watson. So these are another Coda Customs pair. This dude every week is pumping out so many pairs of custom cleats. These are really cool. I like these a lot. These are a Nike Diamond Turf custom football cleat. We saw the Diamond Turfs with Kyler Murray. He kind of dropped his own. Did those release to the public? They haven't released to the public yet, have they?
No, they didn't.
They're supposed to. Jeez, I'm not getting into that. But the DT 96, very cool football cleat. We've seen Deion Sanders' sons wear these. Kyler Murray had a pair. We saw Oregon get a pair last year. They're really cool, but these are not like actual from Nike. These are customs, but they looked really cool. I think the green, kind of continuing on our tangent about like the weird shades, this green is off. It like I don't know if that would count as green or yellow. I mean, they have both in their uniform.
Yeah.
So like, but it's also such like a small part of the cleat. Like the NFL probably doesn't even notice unless they're watching this video. But cool cleats regardless. What do we got? Oh, Devon White. We have more Jordan brand heat. I added a lot of Jordans this week, huh? But so this is Devon White.
Yeah.
Another Jordan athlete. He's got Jordan 1s, and every time he wears like this cowhide outer part, they're so cool. And then he's got the orange details, orange swoosh, orange traction plate. These are really cool. I wish I could find a better photo of just the cleat, but this is all I could find. But I love these cleats. Anytime he goes with the cow print. He wore 7s last year with the same print. And then he's also, I think he's worn 5s with the same print as well. And that's it. That's all we got for Cleat Heat.
Big cow print guy.
Yeah, have you know Devon White, right? He owns like a ranch and like has horses and like he's big into that stuff. So it makes perfect sense for him. But yeah, that's gonna do it for our Cleat Heat, and that's gonna do it for this week's podcast. We talked about some really fun stuff. If you guys have any ideas or what you guys want to see, please let us know. Please let us know in the comments below. And if you are a NFL rules guy, please talk to us because we have so many questions for you. It would be awesome to just get some of these questions out of the way. But either way, thank you guys so much for tuning into another episode of Big Football Guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, like this video, comment what you guys want to see from us in the future, and of course, subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Thank you guys.
Peace.